That's how I'm firing. I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm strong. Strong.
All right, guys, we are back. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy CMB checking in. And guys, I am fresh back from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Some of you guys know I was down there for 5 days on vacation. And I'm going to tell you, those 5 days, they flew by, man. They flew by. And I got to admit, I'm a little bit sad. I'm not ready to be home yet. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. You know, the fun can't last forever. And let me say this. I took 2 tours while I was there. And the last tour I took me off the beaten path. They took me away from the touristy stuff. It was a walking tour. And they took me to the real side of Puerto Vallarta, where I got to see everyday people live their lives. And that was refreshing, man. That was refreshing because that's what I want to see. I want to see real hardcore gritty life. And I got the opportunity to do that. And I was walking around at night and I felt absolutely safe the whole time. So shout out to the people of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for showing me such a great time. I met some great people out there, by the way. But anyway, I don't want to keep rambling on about my vacation, guys. Let's get into this because I'm kind of excited about this one. Keith one-time Thurman, and Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno, the WBC 154-pound champion, have come to a verbal agreement to fight next. I think it's October, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. I can't remember the date exactly, but I'm hearing October. And I'm happy, man. I'm happy for Keith Thurman because despite all the things he's been through, he's finally going to get his shot at a title. He lost his title to Manny Pacquiao back in 2019, and he's been dealing with some other issues as well. And now he finally gets his shot at a title at 154 pounds. Now, I know some people are going to say that he doesn't deserve a title shot, but some of these people, when Manny came back just recently, he's been retired for 4 years. He jumps the line and gets a shot at the WBC title at 147. You guys didn't have anything to say then, so keep the same energy now that Keith Thurman's getting his opportunity. And Keith Thurman, you know, he came back, he fought Brock Jarvis. I think he stopped Brock Jarvis in the 3rd round. So he did win his, I would say, tune-up fight. Now, personally, I would want him to take maybe another tune-up before going into the ring with someone like Sebastian Fundora. But if the opportunity falls in his lap, you know, he's going to take it. And if I'm in Keith Thurman's shoes, I'm taking the opportunity as well, because he might not see this opportunity again, so he has to strike while the iron's hot. Now, I will say this. Keith Thurman's been plagued with injuries, but a lot of this stuff, you know, Keith Thurman has to take some blame for. Not fighting Errol Spence Jr. when he had the opportunity in a fight I thought he could have won. I always thought that he was more skilled than Errol Spence Jr. I thought the Achilles heel for Keith Thurman in a fight like that would be the extensive body work that Errol Spence does. But Keith Thurman had the footwork. He had the boxing IQ. I think, you know, he could have pulled out a win. So I don't know why he refused to take that fight. He didn't fight Terrence Bud Crawford. And now these guys, when he was on top, that he didn't want to fight back then, you know, he had been begging to fight these guys, you know, in recent years, and he hasn't gotten an opportunity. So, yeah, you got to put the blame on Keith in some of this outside of the injuries. But I'll say this. I do like Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman, he's one of those guys, you know, he hasn't taken a lot of punishment in the sport. I think he's still fresh. I like the fact that, you know, he has this mouthpiece, and I like his confidence, man. He has great confidence in himself. You just don't see that type of confidence coming from a fighter like Keith Thurman. And he's a skilled fighter. So, you know, everyone deserves a second chance in my book. And I think this is the opportunity of a lifetime for Keith Thurman. Now, I will say this. It's not an easy win. You know, it's not an easy win for Keith Thurman at all. This is a very risky fight. And I'm just thinking, first of all, Keith Thurman, if you look back at the last about 9 years, he's only fought, what, a grand total of 6 times. 6 times. Let that sink in. So he hasn't had a lot of fighting experience going on in the last 9 years, and you're going into the ring with a guy who's seen as a giant. He is a giant, and you guys saw what he just did to Tim Tszyu. He made Tim Tszyu quit on the stool. I think it was the end of the 7th round. He quit on the stool. Yeah, Sebastian Fundora, as nice as he looks, as nice as he talks, that kid has a mean streak. He has a mean streak, and it shows when he's in that ring. When that bell rings, he's going to be on your ass. And as of late, he's been using his height and his reach to his advantage, and I'm sure he's going to stick with that because it's been perfect for him. Ever since he got knocked out by, who was that? Who was the guy he got knocked out? Brian Mendoza. He learned a lot from that fight. He went back, he regrouped, and now instead of fighting in the pocket all the time, he boxes. You know, he fights in the pocket when he has to, but he's starting to utilize, like I said, his jab, and it's been very effective in him winning these fights. So it's going to be a hell of a fight. And honestly, I don't know if Keith Thurman wins that fight. Typically, I would say he would because he is the more skilled of the two, in my opinion. But like I always say, there's always an exception. There's always an exception to the rule. And this could be one of those times where there's an exception to the rule. But Keith Thurman's got to take this fight. He's got to strike while the iron's hot. He's not getting any younger. And this is his opportunity to become a 2-division champion. So we'll see if this comes to fruition. Hopefully it does. The PBC knows they need a fight like this, the way they've been, handling business as of late. But anyway, we'll see what happens, guys. I'm excited for this fight. I'm gonna go down. I would say I'm gonna go and study tape on both of these guys once the fight is official, and then of course I'll give my prediction on who I actually think will win this fight. But it's going to be a banger if this does happen. But anyway, you guys let me know how you feel about this one in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.